Okay. So I'll go with the problems again. I'll continue the problems with the Can I see the question now? Can I see the problems?
No, sir.
Yeah. Just a minute. Once it is projected, please. Now?
No, yes, sir.
Okay. So today we'll solve this problem. Okay. So what is the problem given? Here, calculate the convective heat loss. That is, he is asking you to find out the Q from a radiator of 0.5 mm wide on 1 meter height. That means there is a radiator having a dimension of 0.5 mm wide and 1 meter height. Maintained at a temperature of 80 degrees centigrade. That means the the radiator is maintained at 80 degrees centigrade, which is having a dimension of 0.5 and 1 meter. And it is kept in a room which is having a temperature of 20 degrees centigrade. And you know what is the working fluid here now? The radiator is 80 degrees centigrade, dimension of the radiator is given, and that is kept in a room. In the room, the atmospheric air will be there, present. So for that, the working fluid, let us consider that as an air, as a working fluid, working medium. Treat the radiator as a vertical plane. So instead of taking a radiator, three-dimensional figure of radiator, is asking you to consider the radiator itself as a vertical plane. So that this is the figure. Can you see the figure? Can you see the cursor?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
they haven't mentioned free or forced convection, no, sir.
Yeah, that's what. I'll come to that. Here in the previous problem, there was mentioned that it was a free convection. But now, just a minute. How to take the pointer? Anybody having an idea? Or can you see the cursor? If I move the cursor, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine then. See, this he has not mentioned free or forced convection. If it is not mentioned, what you should say is whether check out whether the velocity of the air is given or not. Even though it is free or forced, air will be moving, and the velocity of the air will be there. But if it is a forced convection, definitely velocity of the air will be given in the question. If not, you consider or you treat that question as a free convection. Clear? Only difference between the forced and free convection is finding out the velocity in the question. If the velocity is given, then go with forced convection. If the velocity is not given, go with free convection. And you can still ask, sir, in some questions there are some questions which is we are solved with the forced convection, even though the velocity was not given. There, what we did, if the velocity is not given, there he was mentioned the m dot, mass of the fluid which is flowing. Correct? Mass of the fluid which is flowing. From that m dot, we took the velocity. So that means in the question, if the mass of the fluid is given and velocity of the fluid is given, then definitely it comes under forced convection, or else it will be under free convection. That is a note you should make. Okay, and then I have taken this plate as like this, L into W. So W is 0.5, L is 1 meter, TW is nothing but the temperature of the wall, T infinity is the temperature of the surrounding. Why I have taken T infinity and TW? You go back for the data handbook, open the data handbook of free convection. If you go for the free convection, there you can identify free convection. It is given in the table, third column, notations. TF is nothing but the film temperature, TW is equal to wall temperature, correct? So instead of going for TF, that is film temperature, he has given one more, that is T infinity. T infinity is nothing but a fluid temperature. So first step to be followed is T film temperature. In a forced convection, what we'll find out? We'll find out bulk mean temperature. Here we are finding film temperature. TF is equal to TW plus T infinity by 2. That formula is available in the data handbook just below the free convection topic. Okay. So if you go T wall, the temperature of the wall is 80, T surrounding temperature is 20, divided by 2, that is 100 by 2 is 50. So you take the properties of the air or properties of the given fluid at T50. So if you go for the properties at T50, we'll get like this. Take the properties of the fluid at T50. What all the properties we'll take? We will take mu, kinematic viscosity or dynamic viscosity, Prandtl number, thermal conductivity. specific heat also. So you take all those properties at a temperature of 50 degrees centigrade. Here I have taken kinematic viscosity. You can take dynamic viscosity directly or like this one also, no issue. So generally for natural convection or a free convection, we need nu. But in forced convection, we need mu. Remember, that is also one more shortcut. Means you can save the time. In the natural convection, rather than mu, we'll go with nu. That is kinematic viscosity, not with dynamic viscosity. This is preferable one. Of course, we can also do the ratio of this and density. We'll get dynamic viscosity also later. So take the property. Then the next step to be followed in natural convection is Grashof number. But in forced convection, we have changed this step. Do you remember what step we have followed here? The third step, what we followed in the forced convection is Reynolds number. But here we are finding Grashof number. Where is the formula of Grashof number? You open the free convection page. You open the data handbook, which is having a free convection topic. Under that, at the third column, notations, under the notations, there you are having GRX, Grashof number at X is equal to small g beta x cube delta T by kinematic viscosity square. The same formula is there in the third column of data handbook coming under the heading of free convection. You please open it. So G is 9.81, beta I don't know, let it be. X is nothing but the length of the plate. T, delta T is, what is the delta T? That is also given. You consider the delta T as delta T is equal to T wall minus T infinity. Nowhere we are using T fluid here. Means film temperature I am not using. I am using only T wall minus T infinity divided by kinematic viscosity to the power of 6. Here what are all the unknowns thing? Unknown things are only beta. So this beta formula is 1 by film temperature plus 273. Remember this. This is very, very important step. Beta is equal to 1 by T film in terms of Kelvin, 273. So you'll get the beta. Once you get the beta, you substitute back in the Grashof number. You substitute back in the Grashof number, you'll get a Grashof number as 5.644 into 10 to the power of 9. So try to calculate and then get the values. Okay. Then after this, the next step is Grashof number into Prandtl number, product of these two. Grashof into Prandtl. If I do the product of those two, I got a product of those two as 3.94 into 10 to the power of 9. Next. After that, we'll write a note. But in forced convection, what we'll do? Instead of 3 and 4th step, we'll write the Reynolds number and we'll go for the note. But here, 2 steps are increased. One more step is increased. Then we'll write a note. The value of GR and PR, that is product of GR, PR, is more than 10,000, 10 to the power of 9. Therefore, the flow is turbulent. See, even though it is a free convection or natural convection, we can come across turbulent flow and laminar flow based on the product of GR into PR. So where is that given? GR into PR, if it is more than 10 to the power of 9, it should be considered as turbulent flow. That is given in the topic of 2.1. You can go for free convection. Under the table, you check out 2.1. There, turbulent flow. If the product of GR into PR is greater than 10 to the power of 9, you should use the formula proceeding for further formula. That is, Nu is equal to 0.1 GRPR to the power of 0.333. Did you got? So if you did not got, please tell me. I'll project the data handbook also. If you get, no
Yes,
problem.
Sir.
Whether you're getting or not?
Yes, sir, we got you.
Okay. Get that formula, substitute in Nusselt. Product of GRPR is known, substitute directly, you'll get Nusselt number. Okay, once the Nusselt number is finished, what is our aim? Our aim is to find out Q, not Nusselt number. But to find out Q, H is required. To find out H, Nusselt number is required. So this is the procedure we are following. So once you get the Nusselt number, I'll go with, just a minute. Once you get with the Nusselt number, yeah, see here. The next step is, again, Nusselt number is equal to HL by K. This you know. Where you get this formula? This formula is obtained with page number 111. Nusselt number is equal to HL by K or HD by K. If it is cylinder and sphere, we will take HD by K. If it is plate, we will take HL by K. So get the value of H from this. H is equal to Nu, K and L. Nusselt number right now we got. K is the property of the air at a film temperature and L is 1 meter. So we will get H is equal to 4.43 watts per meter square Kelvin. Once you get the value of H, again substitute Q. Q is equal to HA TW minus T infinity. So H is 4.43, area is, hence it is a plate, WL into B. length into breadth, and then T wall is 80 and T infinity is 20 degree. So that we'll get Q in watts. So all of you please calculate the values. Calculate the values and then find out. Then if the same problem, if in the same problem, just I'll change the sentence and I'll tell you. In the same problem, if the value of Grashof into Reynolds number is less than 10 to the power of 4, which formula will use? Can you tell from the red handbook? For the same problem, if the product of GR into PR is less than 10 to the power of 4, which formula will use? If it is less than 10 to the power of 9, we can go with the first sheet, that is 1.1 page. If it is still less, that is less than 10 to the power of 4, you just open the equation number 1.2, that means the table 1.2. Can you see? 1.2.
Yes, sir.
That formula you should use. That is Nu is equal to 0.68 plus 0.67 into GRPR to the power of 0.25 divided by 1 plus. Can you see that? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Yes, sir.
So, see why I am telling that I cannot solve the problem just by varying this value of Grashof into Prandtl number. You should know if it is more than 10 to the power of 5, this formula holds good. If it is less than 10 to the power of 9 and greater than 10 to the power of 4, go for page number 1. Sorry, page number equation, the table number 1.1. There we will have a Nusselt number formula. If it is still less than 10 to the power of 4, then go for equation number 1.2. Like that, you should decide which Nusselt number. This one. In the natural and forced convection equation in the chapter, challenging is to select this equation. Which equation it will suit for the particular problem. You should know that. If you know what is the equation you're supposed to use, problem can be solved easily. Clear? So that completes the problem. Any issue with the problem? Anybody having a doubt? Anybody having a doubt in the first problem? I hope there is no doubt. Then we'll go with this problem. One more.
Sir, if the plate is rotated, L value will be 0.5, no, sir?
Yes, the next problem is like that only. You check out the second problem I given this. Okay. If the plate is kept horizontally, what to do? Can you see the question? Can you see the question here? Can you see the sheet?
Yes,
Here,
sir. Yes.
I have taken a circular plate instead of rectangular plate. If the plate is made up of a circular and diameter is 25, with both sides exposed, means here I am using a word called both sides. That means the air is exposed or the plate is exposed on both the sides. Air is flowing on both the sides of the plate. Remember this, both sides. At uniform temperature of 100 degrees centigrade. That means the plate is having 100 degrees centigrade and the dimension of the plate is circular. Is suspended horizontally. That plate is suspended horizontally. Means that plate is kept horizontally and the air is blowing on both the sides. In an atmospheric air of 20 degrees centigrade. That means T infinity is 20 degree, the wall temperature is 100 and the diameter of the plate is, or disc is 0.25 mm and it is kept horizontally. Air is blowing on both the sides. Determine the heat transfer from the plate. Determine the heat transfer from the plate. So this is circular plate. So why I taken one more plate next to this is just to explain you if the plate is kept horizontal, what will be the value of area and what will be the value of perimeter and what is the value of that L as Gautam asked right now. So if this is the plate, you take the L as this. If it is kept vertical, you take the L as this W. Okay, depending upon the problem. So for circular plate, area is pi over d square, perimeter is pi d, and for this rectangular or a square plate, area is W into L, 2L plus 2W. So just to tell, if the plate is kept horizontal, what is the area and perimeter, and if it is this, what is area and perimeter. Then we'll go first. In this case, we will find out the characteristic length. Remember, we will find out the characteristic length. So what? This is one more step, new step. Characteristic length is A by P. See, again in this, he has not given whether it is a forced convection or free convection. So how to identify? Check out in the question, there is no velocity given and there is no mass of the fluid given. So that we'll consider it as a free convection. So find out the value of LC, that is area by perimeter. If you go with area by perimeter, we will get the value of x, characteristic length as this one. Okay. Then the TF, then we'll go for the TF value. TF is nothing but T wall plus T infinity by 2. Wall temperature is 100. Fluid temperature is 20 divided by 2. So that is 60. Take the properties of the air, which take the properties of the fluid at 60 degrees centigrade. What are the properties we are supposed to take? Kinematic viscosity, Prandtl number, kinetic, this thermal conductivity. These three are enough. If it is a forced convection, we want mu, we want rho, we want specific heat also. But now all those things are eliminated. Only we are concentrating on these three. So beta is equal to 1 by film temperature plus 273. Here many students will do wrong here. Beta while substituting, they'll put T infinity. No, it is T film plus 273. No need to worry. No, don't get confused. The formulas are given in the data book. What is beta, everything. So take out with respect to that only. Okay, done. It is in terms of 1 by Kelvin. So once you finish that, you go for Grashof number. Again, the Grashof number formula is same. G, beta, x cube, delta 3 and t. So here, if hence it is a circular disk, hence the given disk is a circular, the value of x I cannot put, correct? See, if it is a plate like this, I can put the value of x as L, no issue. I can put the value of x as L. If it is a vertical plate, I can put a value of x as L. But here, you can check out, if the disk is like this, I cannot take the value of x as diameter. Here, I need to find out the characteristic length. So, I have found out the characteristic length. Understood? If the plate is vertical or horizontal, no need to find out the characteristic length. Directly, you can keep the length which is exposing towards the fluid movement, which is parallel, the length of the plate which is parallel to the fluid motion. We can take it as L. But here, I cannot take, so for a circular disk. So, I taken characteristic length. That step has increased. Here, I have substituted the characteristic length. This is important point here. Characteristic length, delta t, and I substitute. If you substitute all the values by taking characteristic length instead of x, I'll repeat again. Instead of x, I will take characteristic length. Then we'll get GR. Once you get GR, make a product of Grashof number into Prandtl number. So that you'll get the value which is less than 10 to the power of 9. Earlier we got greater than 10 to the power of 9. So we considered the flow as turbulent. Now it is less than 10 to the power of 9. So that the type of the flow here is laminar flow. So based on this, understood? So that's what I told while taking the value of Nusselt number. It is very, very important in the free convection product of GRPR. Here it is less than 10 to the power of 9, but greater than 10 to the power of 6. So which formula holds good? The formula holds good for this is here. Nu is equal to 0.59 into GRPR to the power of 0.25. Where it is? Can you tell where it is?
So 1.1.
In the table number 1.1. Did you found?
Sir, X value for horizontal plate is L, sir.
For see here. If the plate you are taken like this, this is the X value. Okay. If I write down W here, that is the W value. So no need to worry about L and W. You remember the value of X will be parallel to the motion of the air. The value of L will be parallel to the motion of the air. Okay. Then can I tell what is the formula? Once you get this formula, substitute this and get the value of Nusselt number. Okay. This is heated surface if the facing is upward. If the facing is upward, this formula I can use. Okay. Done. I think probably this one, I hope you got. Then we'll go for the next part, next thing. Next is after Nusselt number, substitute again. Find out the Nusselt. Find out the value of H. To find the value of H, we should find out the Nusselt number again. Nusselt number we already got. Nusselt number is equal to HLC by K. H is, by substituting here, we will get the value of H. Here I taken LC. LC, I have not taken the diameter of the disk. I taken LC. Remember this. LC is nothing but area by perimeter. So once you get a H value, substitute in that. This value of H is only for the upper surface. If the surface is exposed to the if the upper surface is exposed to the air. If the heated surface is facing downward, means if the surface of the plate is heated at the bottom, you should use this equation. Nu is equal to 0.27, Grashof Prandtl number to the power of 0.25 for a laminar flow. So if I use this, I'll get again one more H value. So this is H value if the heated surface is at the top. H value is this if the heated surface is at the bottom. So total Q is nothing but H total area TW minus T infinity means H at the top, H at the bottom. In the force convection, what we did, do you remember? Just we have multiplied this H value into 2. If it is both sides exposed, just we have multiplied into 2. But now the Nusselt number value itself is, the formula of Nusselt number is itself is different for upper plate if the plate is exposed upside and if the plate is exposed at the bottom. So based on that, you please take the value.
They
and then
don't
proceed.
both sides, you take upward or downward.
Really?
If they don't mention both sides,
Then consider only upside.
Okay.
Okay. Then find out the value of Q. So this is also change in this. In the force convection, we have taken Q total is equal to Q, everything we have done one side, multiplied with 2. But now here, we should not multiply with 2. The H value for top is different, H value for bottom is different. Calculate that value and then find out the value of Q total. Okay. Any issue? So if I'm having anybody having doubt, please ask me. I'll explain. If anybody having doubt, you ask me. See that formula, still some of you may be checking that where it is available. Those formulas are available in the data handbook. Equation number 2.1.1. Can you see? Horizontal plate, upper surface heated and lower surface is cooled. Use that equation. That based on the Grashof into Prandtl number. Whether shall I project the data handbook? Hello? Okay, for this problem, I'll project the data handbook. I'll project the data handbook which is shared with you in the Google Classroom. Can you see the data handbook now? Hello?
Yes, sir, we can see.
Okay, see here. This is for tubes and page number. Packed beds. Here, free convection, or it is also called as natural convection. First, we will take a value of T film temperature. T film is TW plus T infinity by 2. And here, TF is nothing but T film, T wall, TW is T wall temperature, T infinity is free air temperature or fluid temperature, all those things we given. And Grashof number is G beta X cube delta T into kinematic viscosity. So here the value of X depends upon the shape. If it is horizontal or vertical plates, we can take the length itself as, that means the length or width of the plate which is parallel to the motion of the fluid. We can consider it as, yeah. And see here, I can use this equation. Nusselt number is equal to 0.4 something, C into GR into 0.25 whenever the value of Grashof into Prandtl number is greater than 0.9. If it is less than 0.9, if it is more than less than 0.9, you can use that. If it is greater than 0.9, I'll use this. Okay, and then if the plate is horizontal, right now we are doing the problem. If the plate is horizontal, upper surface heated and lower surface cooled. So there are two formulas again. If the upper surface is heat, there are two Nusselt number. That those two Nusselt number depends upon product of GR into PR. So if I want to use this, it's supposed to be well below, well in between 2 to 10 to the power of 4 to 18 to the power of 6. So this is suited. So I taken to find out the value of Nusselt number. This value I taken at the first. And again, upper plate is cooled and the lower surface is heated at a constant volume temperature. So this is a Grashof number I used 0.27 into GRPR something I used. Okay, like this you have to identify the Nusselt numbers. You should select which Nusselt number suits for which problem. Okay, then I'll go for the next problem. So this next problem is kept somewhat horizontal, which is not similar to the previous first problem. Just I have flipped the, not, I have just replaced the plate into 90 degree. Check out here. The metal plate, so this is the question. The metal plate of 0.609 meter length forms the vertical wall of an oven and is at a temperature of 161 degrees centigrade. Within the oven, the air at a temperature of 93 degrees centigrade. That is, T infinity is 93, T wall is 161. Find the mean heat transfer coefficient, that means H, and the rate of heat transfer coefficient per unit width of the plate. So Q is also asking. Also find out the value of H and F. The value of H if Nusselt number is equal to, see here. I told you in the previous class, he will give the Nusselt number by himself. So in this problem, there are two cases. One is with the standard procedure, find out the value of H and Q. And in the second case, take the value of Nusselt number as this. 0.1 into RA to the power of point, something is he will give. With respect to this, you find out Q. Okay, where RA is equal to Rayleigh's number he is given. We will see that. We will see the second case later. So considering the first case, first you arrange the plate like this. So what is the X value? X is equal to length he has taken. TF is equal to TW. T infinity. This there is no change in this. So based on the T film, I am not taking the help of characteristic length here. Can you tell why? What is the reason we have not taken characteristic length? Because the plate is not circular, it is rectangular shape. We can directly do. So take the properties. Once the properties is done at TF, what is the fluid? Fluid is air. So these properties are taken with respect to air. Then I will go with beta. Beta is equal to 1 by T film plus 273. Till the third step is the same. Fourth step is finding the value of Grashof number. G beta x cube delta T into kinematic viscosity. So x cube, what is that x? I told length, no. Gautam, length, what you're supposed to take is, if it is a disk, you take characteristic length. If it is a plate, you take the perpendicular direction to the motion of the air. If the air is flowing like this, surface is exposed, this surface is exposed, we're supposed to take this as the L value, not the parallel direction. Sorry, perpendicular direction should be taken as L. Okay. So I taken the L as 0.61 and then I completed with the Grashof number. If anybody having doubt, you please ask me. Then you make a product of those two. The product of those two is somewhat like this. Again, this is less than 10 to the power of 9. Therefore, the flow is considered as laminar, but it is almost near to 10 to the power of 9, so that we can do with a turbulent flow also. Why? Because the value is nearer to 10 to the power of 9, we will go with turbulent flow. If you want, you can go with laminar only. You take the formulas of laminar and proceed. There will be no much difference if you take laminar formula and turbulent formula, if the value is nearer to turbulent. Okay? If the value is nearer to turbulent, no need to worry. You just directly go for turbulent. If not, if you want to do accurately, then go with laminar formula. No issue. You go with the laminar formula, substitute. So now hence I written a note here. Hence, it is nearer to the turbulent region. I taken the turbulent formula. 0.59 GRPR to the power of 0.25. So here in this problem, he has not given whether both the sides are exposed or not. He has not given that, correct? So as Gautam has asked, whether we should do both the plates are exposed or not. So that without exposing both the side, I taken this. So once you get Nusselt number, HU is equal to HLC by K. HU will get, again put in this Q formula, H is equal to Q is equal to HA. Here is W into L, TW minus T infinity. So with this, we will get the value of Q. So the case 1 is finished. We'll go with case 2. What is the case 2? Just a minute. So in the previous sheet, it was only the formula. Now I substitute the formula. And then I have not done the value of Q directly. I have taken Q by W. Can you tell why I have taken Q by W in this problem? Because in the question itself, he was asked, find out the rate of heat transfer per unit width of the plate. Means Q by W. Considering Q by W, W as unit width, find out the Q. So I have taken the W here. heat transfer per unit width is this much. Then the unit will be watt per meters. Then the unit will be watts per meter. Okay, this is the one case one. And coming for the case two, for case two, there is no change, much change. The first step is to find out the film temperature, that will be same. The second step will be finding the value of properties of the air at T film, that is also same. Fourth step is Grashof number, that is also same. Next step is Grashof into Prandtl number, that is also same. After finding the Grashof and Prandtl number, we will write a note. Generally, we'll write a note, whether it is a turbulent flow or laminar flow. Now what I'll do, I'll not write a note for the case 2. Why? Because he himself has given the Nusselt number formula. Nusselt number is equal to 0.1 into Rayleigh's number to the power of 0.333. Okay. So what is RA? We'll go for that. RA, he has given something in the question. What is RA? I check out what RA is given. As for him, RA is telling RA as Rayleigh's number he told. So if you go for page number 111, you will see what is the formula for Rayleigh's number. The Rayleigh number is nothing but product of again Grashof into Prandtl number. So this Rayleigh, in the question he has given RA. So you may get doubt what is RA. If you go for page number 111, this RA formula is product of GR into PR. So that instead of RA, I'll put GRPR. 0.1 GRPR to the power of 0.33. Then if you substitute, I'll get NU as 72. Once you get this NU as 72, substitute in the formula of NU is equal to HLC by K. What is LC in this case? What is LC? LC is nothing but length of the plate. If it is a disc, LC is equal to area by perimeter. Okay. Substitute to the LC. For the second case, we'll get H. So that Q by W is equal to same formula H into area, TW and ST1. So for second case, if I use the Nusselt number what he has given, we will get the value of Q by W as 165.97. If I do problem properly and find out, the Q by W value is 189.13. See the difference. 189.13, here it is 165.97. Okay. Clear? Any doubts? Yes, hello, anybody? Somebody has missed. If anybody is having a doubt, please ask me. Okay. If not, in the same problem, he can ask further. Find out the percentage increase in the heat transfer by changing the Nusselt number. Means with respect to case 1 and case 2. Which is greater here? 199 is greater than 165. If he is asking percentage increase, so find out the percentage increase between these two. Clear? And also you can ask what is the difference in heat transfer. Then subtract these two and find the value of difference in heat transfer. Like that. You can ask anything at the end. Either percentage increase or difference in heat transfer, percentage decrease, something. You can ask anything at the end. You should be knowing what is the formula for percentage increase, what is the formula for percentage decrease, and difference in these two values, case 1 and case 2. Hoping that you understood the third problem. Any issue with the first 3 problems? Hello? Okay. Hoping that you understood, I'll go with the 4th one. I'll go for the next problem. See. Here he has given the hot plate of 1 meter into 0.5 meter at 180 degrees centigrade is kept in a still air at 20 degrees centigrade. Okay. The dimension of the plates are given. T wall is given. T infinity is given. What he is asking to find out? Find out heat transfer coefficient. Heat transfer coefficient is equal to H. Then initial rate of cooling of the plate. So this is the new one, the new term for you. Initial rate of cooling. That we have done in the previous chapters, in the first chapter also. What is the initial rate of cooling? It is temperature difference divided by time. Temperature difference with respect to time is called initial rate of cooling. And the third is the time required for cooling from 180 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. The plate is 180, air is 20. But he is asking what is the time required to cool from 180 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. What is the time taken? That's also he is asking. Assume the mass of the plate. Here he has given the mass of the plate, not the mass of the fluid. Mass of the plate is 20 kg. Specific heat of the plate is 400 joules per kg Kelvin. And 0.5 mm side is vertical length. So 0.5 mm is vertical. That means always the value of L will be which is perpendicular to the air motion. So that means L is 0.5. We will take this as the L value, characteristic length. Okay. So the procedure remains same. That is, first you find out the mean temperature, mean film temperature. That is TF is equal to TW plus T infinity by 2. TW is 180, T infinity is 20 by 2. 180 plus 20 by 2 is 100. So all of you please calculate along with this, with the data. Then only you'll come to know whether the solution is correct or wrong. Once you get 100 degree, you identify what is the fluid used. The plate is kept in atmospheric air or a still air. That means the fluid is air. If the plate is dipped in a water, then what you will do? If the same condition, if I, instead of telling the plate is exposed to a still air, if I tell the plate is dipped in a water, then we will take the properties of water instead of air. That's all the change. Now air is given, we'll go with the air. Properties of air at 100 degrees centigrade is, you take these three, we'll get the properties of air at 100 degrees centigrade. Once you get that, we go for beta. Beta is equal to 1 by TF plus 273. So don't miss this 273. Okay. Then we'll get beta value as 2.68 into the power of -3. This is nothing but bulk mean temperature. Then go for the Grashof number. The Grashof number is equal to, again go for the data handbook, take out the value of data. Take the formula of Grashof number. J is 9.81, beta just now we got LC. LC is nothing but the length equal to length which is perpendicular to the air motion. Which is perpendicular to the air motion? 0.5. That is LC. So I taken 0.5. If it is circular disc, it will be A by A. Sorry, area by volume. Area by perimeter. So we'll get LC. Delta T is 180 minus 20. We'll get Grashof number. Once you get the Grashof number, go with product of those two. Grashof into Prandtl, 0.676 into the power of 9. Then write a note. The type of the flow is laminar. Why it is laminar? Because it is less than 10 to the power of 9. So I can consider it as a turbulent and I can solve. Or if the flow is laminar and which is nearer to the turbulent flow, there is one formula. Formula in the table is, so I'll project the data handbook. Can I see the data handbook now? Here, higher values of GRPR. How much? Higher means how much? Less than 0.9 only. If it is here, 0.4 to say 10 to the power of 4 to 10 to the power of 9. And which is nearer to 10 to the power of 9, I will go with this formula. Nusselt number is equal to 0.59, GRPR 0.25. So same thing I taken. If it is greater than 0.9, then what you will do? If it is greater than 10 to the power of 9, I will go with this formula. 0.1 into GRPR to the power of 0.333. That's all. If it is less than 0.4, I'll go with this. No, sorry, less than 10 to the power of 4, I'll go with this formula. If it is in the range of 10 to the power of 4 to 10 to the power of 9, I'll go with this formula. If it is more than 10 to the power of 9, I'll go with this formula. So selection of Nusselt number is very important. Then once you get a Nusselt number, again Nusselt number is equal to HLC by K. As I told, LC value will be equal to perpendicular direction of the air motion. Take the value of LC as 6.1. Once the LC is finished, we'll go for next step, that is finding the initial rate of cooling. What is the initial rate of cooling formula? MC, we want change in temperature with respect to time. So that is available only with this formula, mCp dt by d tau. M dot, mass of the plate, specific heat of the plate, change in temperature of the plate with respect to time. That is equal to convection. HA TW minus T infinity. How I got this equation? So this is also called as Q. This is also called as Q. Just I equated these two. This is with respect to the basic concept. And this is with respect to the convection concept. Just I'm equating these two. So mass of the plate is given 20 kg. Specific heat is given 400 joules. He is asking rate of cooling. That is dt by d tau. That is initial rate of cooling, not final. Initial rate of cooling. Underline this, initial rate of cooling. So the value of H I got 6.1. Area of the plate is 2 into 1 into 0.5. Can you tell why I have taken 2 into 1 into 0.5?
So both the sides are exposed.
No. This is not because of both the sides are exposed. Why I taken 2 here? Because here I taken the mass of the plate. This mass of the plate means entire surface, entire side of the plate. If I put the plate in a weighing machine, we got 20. That means, okay, you can understand that as both the sides are exposed. That is also okay. That is also easiest way to understand. 2 into 1 into 0.5. And 180 minus 20, we will get the initial rate of cooling. That is 0.122 degrees centigrade per second. Okay. This is a new thing in this chapter. This till now, we did not went for initial rate of cooling. Take this formula and then try to solve initial rate of cooling. And one more thing he has asked. What is that? The tau required, see, the time required by the plate to cool from 180 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. So what is the general temperature now? What is the initial temperature of the plate? It is 180. What is the temperature of the air? It is 20. But he is expecting you to just calculate the time. If it is reaching 80 degrees, just he wants up to that temperature, calculate the time. So that solve this problem by the help of lumped system analysis. You go back for the concept of lumped system and then try to solve. What is that lumped system formula? This formula is available in the lumped system chapter. Okay, you take the formula from the lumped. We already solved this. That means there also he was to give initial temperature of the body is so much, surrounding temperature of the body is so much. Calculate the time required if we want to reach the temperature of the body at certain temperature. So T is time required, temperature of the body at certain time 80, T infinity is 20, initial temperature of the body is 180, T infinity is 20. Left hand side is finished. In the right hand side, e to the power of minus h a tau divided by rho vc. H is known, area is both sides it is exposed, so 2 into 1 into 0.5. Rho is, what is rho? We want rho v cp, but rho v is the product of rho into v is nothing but m dot. So that I'll put m dot as 20. M, mass of the plate as 20 and cp is 400. Only unknown in this is tau. Take out the tau. That means if I want to measure the time required to reduce from 180 to 80 degrees centigrade, we are supposed to go for lumped system analysis. And if you substitute here, the value of tau is 1286 seconds. As I told, if it is more than 60, we try to express in minutes. So 21.43 minutes. Clear? See,
Sir, why into 400? Sir, 20 into 400.
This is 20. This is rho v cp. Rho v is mass. CP. Okay. CP is 400. Okay, now. See, in all the problems, only the last step will be changed. Say till the Q, we know how to solve. In this problem, what we came to know? We came to know how to find out the initial rate of cooling. Equate these two, we'll find out the initial rate of cooling. This is one thing. And also we found out, we came to know how to find out the time required. So with this formula, we find out the time. Clear? And also you can ask what is the difference. By giving two cases, you can ask what is the rate, percentage decrease in heat transfer, percentage increase in heat transfer, or you can also ask difference in heat transfer. That also you can ask. So only the last step will be changed. You check out how to find out the last step. If you know the concept of lumped system, I can adopt here. I can find out the temperature. If you know the concept of first chapter, I can apply the chapter of, see this, in this problem, to find out the initial rate of cooling, I am using the concept of first chapter and equating that to the convection chapter. Here, I am using the knowledge of lumped system analysis, that is transient chapter. So all the chapters I can use and then I can find out the value, what he is asking. Okay. So I think probably in the next class, I am going to wind up this free convection module. Okay, I'll wind up this free convection. If any doubts in free convection, please ask me. If in this forced and free convection, the procedure is very simple, but the change, only important thing you should concentrate is how to select the Nusselt number or which formula to be selected for a particular problem of the Nusselt. The Nusselt number, taking the Nusselt number is important. Okay, either it may be natural or forced convection. Clear? If anybody having a doubt, please ask or we can discuss. If not, please type your message, type user number. You can leave the class. Attend for the next class.
So in what cases we have to use characteristic length?
Characteristic length should be used for all the problems. But if it is a plate, directly we will take the characteristic length LC is equal to perpendicular to the air motion. Okay, so that LC will be equal to length of the plate. If it is a disk, then the characteristic length LC will be equal to area by perimeter.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
because if disk no length I cannot tell the value of length there. I can tell only the diameter. The diameter I cannot substitute as LC. So that LC should be the length only. That length I'll get with the help of ratio of area by perimeter.
Okay,
So
sir.
unit for area is meter square. Perimeter unit is meter. So meter square by meter, it will be meter. So that LC should be in meters only.
Got it, sir.
Okay.